Let's go. Yo, so we do have a couple questions. We're going to go ahead and move on to the fans' questions. Do we have a report card for this, Dave? Or
Yes, sir.
All right, cool.
My favorite one on here. I know I was not with you guys for the question segment last week. However, we all know what I would have said for Michael Pittman when Ash asked. I would have told you to start him, Ash, because I did start him. 16.5. Don't listen to Sid. Let's see. Nathan had a couple questions. Ronald Jones versus Javonte Williams. Both of you guys took Ronald Jones, and that ended up being a good pick. Sid was selling Jimmy G, which worked out in his favor. Ooh, I do not know what Cordero Patterson put up this week.
He didn't have much. He did
it wasn't much, right?
He got a touchdown, so let me double check.
Sid was preaching caution and patience, that it was just a down week, but it looks like that was 2 down weeks. But like Sid told you last week, and I very much agreed then and now, regardless of what Patterson put up, he's been the guy. You don't turn your back on the guys who got you here. Right. I would not panic on Cordero Patterson yet. The entire Miami running back situation was a bust. Mm-hmm. Sid told you to pass on Miles. And Hunter Henry over Gesicki. And Hunter outscored him, correct?
I don't think Hunter Gesicki didn't.
I'm sorry, I didn't have points for those last couple. I got distracted and never finished. I apologize, guys.
Let me see though. I don't think Hunter Henry. No, he only had 1 catch, but Gesicki only had 2. They were both busts.
Yeah, gotcha. Yeah, so yeah, kind of a moot point there. All right, well, what do we got for this week?
All right. So let's see. Let's go back up in here. Number 1, our guy Nathan Snell, Trey Lance or Jared Goff.
I think we already answered that.
I think we're all right behind Trey Lance this week.
Yeah, Lance for sure.
He just got a great matchup in Houston. His legs are going to give him more points value versus Goff. There's just so much upside.
Wait. Who's Detroit playing?
They are playing
Seattle.
Seattle. It's not a terrible match for Goff, but I'm all on the Trey Lance train this week.
Oh yeah.
You got to go with the dual threat. I mean, all things considered, obviously San Fran never goes to the air a lot. They're a running team, so when you put a rushing quarterback into that scheme, he just benefits so much more. So.
No. All right. Deluxe Caring Plays says, earlier in the season, I traded Joe Mixon and Mark Andrews for Travis Kelce and Keenan Allen. I'm now in the finals with that person. Who do you think won that trade?
Read them off again. I just lost the comments feed.
He traded Joe Mixon and Mark Andrews for Travis Kelce and Keenan Allen, and now he's in the finals, and he's playing the person that he traded with. He said, who do you think won the trade?
I mean, obviously Mark Andrews and Kelce, that's the 1 and 2, right? Yeah. Kittle hasn't caught up. Obviously, Kittle was balling out here recently, but, I mean, that's the 1 and 2. You can't go wrong with either one of those guys. Those guys advanced a lot of people into the playoffs. So, really, this comes down to Mixon and Allen. I had Allen all year, but I would have to look at his numbers next to Mixon. But Allen was he missed a couple weeks. He was up and down there at times. Honestly, and he's saying he did this in what week?
He said
earlier
in the season.
Yeah, earlier in the year.
I mean,
Mixon
I wouldn't have been mad then. I wouldn't have been mad then, and I wouldn't be mad now. My only thing is I would have taken Mixon over Allen in this because we love running backs. We play in a PPR. over here, and just the edge on the running back. over a receiver, especially
he said it was
the Chargers, who have been so inconsistent with what receivers getting the ball. Mike Williams supposed to be their number one and just dogged it for a lot of the year. But
he said it was week 12. It was week 12 when he made the trade.
I like the Mixon side. I think you lost the trade. I don't think it was terrible, but I think you lost. I think Andrews and Kelsey since week 12, Andrews has definitely been, I think, up on Kelsey. Kelsey had that one game. But Mixon is the number 3 running back in all of fantasy currently. And Keenan Allen's the number 12 receiver points wise. So I think that's the big discrepancy. And so that's the only reason. I don't think it was a terrible trade. It also goes back to depth and like who you had at running back. So
and
definitely could help. But
sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say Mixon has just been. I think he's been a stud all year. He's the number 3 overall.
The one thing we're not seeing here as well is the lineups of you two. So if you already had 2 other stud running backs and you gave up Mixon to fill a need at wide receiver, then I'm not mad at this trade at all.
Right.
It really depends on what you guys had and who benefited more from it. Because these are those are 4 studs right there.
Right.
I don't think you can really quantify it without seeing all the details. Just looking at those 4 players, I think Sid and I both lean towards the Mixon Andrews side. But if you guys are playing each other, did he say for the championship?
Yeah, the finals.
I mean, we're going to see this week. This week is going to tell you who won and lost because it's now coming down to this and this only. So good luck to you, man. I appreciate that. That's a great question.
So here's another one, and I'm going to switch out a name real quick. This is Nathan Snell. He said Lamar might not play. So instead of Goff, I'm going to put in there Trey Lance or Hurts.
Who do the Eagles play? I think that comes down to matchups because I think Trey Lance is such a great matchup. Oh,
I got it here.
Who's Hurts playing?
Hurts all day. All day.
Yeah, I think Hurts is a more for sure thing. Hurts is proven. He's done it.
Oh, God.
And without Miles Sanders, I think they're going to look to Hurts more. I like Hurts.
Now when we got Sid and I talked about this on Sunday. Nathan, all year we've been giving you advice on your lineup and whatnot, and I found out recently that we did not have all of the facts about your league. Folks, you got to know all the details about your league. So true. in this league, we were encouraging Nathan to drop some of these guys and go to the waiver wire because in an 8-man league, there should have been a lot out there. I realized recently you guys were playing 3 wide receivers, two tight ends, and a flex.
Yeah.
So compared to our 12-man league with 2 wide receivers, 1 tight end and 1 flex, there wasn't much out there. There wasn't more on your waiver wire than was on ours.
Right.
One of the other things, you don't need to focus on rushing quarterbacks in your league.
Yeah.
Apparently, the settings in this league are that quarterbacks get the exact same points for yardage that wide receivers and running backs do.
Yeah.
So, Sid and I are jumping on Hurts right now, but the fact that Goff gets just as many points for passing yardage as Hurts will get for rushing yardage doesn't give Hurts as much of an edge as we would normally think.
Yeah.
That said, I think the Washington football team, I don't see them coming back psychologically after what happened to them this last week. I think that defense is completely – they were fighting each other on the sideline. I think that Philly runs all over them all game. So I would still lean towards Hurts here. I don't know. Does that change it for you? Does that change anything for you?
No, I agree. I think Hurts is just going to go bananas. I still like Hurts over Goff. If it was a different quarterback besides Goff when it comes to like yardage, I'd probably go that way. But just this specific one, I think I like Hurts more.
This is ridiculous. Yeah, no, I'm with you guys. I have another one up here. Thanks to Nathan Snow, who's been watching us, watches the show pretty religiously, and he's another one, like I said before, who has benefited from the question, the Q&A time, and the waiver wire. He says Pittman Jr. and A.J. Brown or OBJ and St. Brown.
I would have to go with the second two, just because for recency bias. Now, AJ Brown had a huge week. Pittman has been very inconsistent. However, OBJ has been getting red zone looks every single week. Every single week. Matt Stafford looks for him in the end zone, and obviously St. Brown. We've talked about him enough over the last couple of weeks. Just because of recent success and or failure, I got to go with the St. Brown option there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so too. Another reason being, Carson Wentz might be out, which is a knock on Pittman, and AJ Brown has the worst matchup of all three of them, going against the Dolphins secondary, who has got some good corners in Xavier Howard and Byron Jones, whereas OBJ is going against the Ravens, who I think they just signed somebody off the street to play cornerback. They're decimated in the secondary. So he's got a great matchup, and St. Brown's going against the Seahawks, who have a bad secondary too. So those two have great matchups. Pittman's out of quarterback, and AJ Brown is going to have a tougher matchup. But I think for those reasons, you go OBJ and St. Brown.
I like it.
Ash, it's okay. We were just in.
You don't want to ask us any questions? Come on.
You can ask any kind of question too, like why is Sid so stupid?
No.
We've got answers for that.
Technically a question. Oh my goodness. Here's what we talked about Hunter Henry. Penny or Harris, good to sign? Question mark.
Is that Damian Harris? Is he hurt? What Harris is that?
Nathan, what Harris is that?
Because Damian Harris is hurt.
Yeah, it's got to be running back, Rashad Penny.
Yeah.
Is Damian Harris back? Do you guys know?
Let me check that.
I do not.
I mean, if not, they have a great matchup. I don't know if he's hurt.
And look it up. Is somebody looking it up? I'm working on it, but I'm in the middle of a storm over here, and my internet is not cooperating.
And then who does Penny play? I was just looking at them.
Seattle plays. We just
the Lions, so they have a good matchup.
Yeah, Detroit.
Yeah, they play tough. I mean, if Harris is healthy, I like Harris. They're playing.
I think he's healthy.
Jacksonville for Damian Harris, right?
Yeah, if he's healthy, I like Harris for sure. I don't even think it's close, actually, now that I think about it.
Yeah. Harris is healthy, I believe. So that will be the way to go. Damian Harris, hey, that's what he was saying.
Okay. Yeah, that's how I'm rolling with if they're both healthy.
Let's see. We talked about Cordero Patterson. He asked Hunter Henry or Mike Gesicki, but I think we already talked about them, and they both kind of
last
week. Yeah,
they both busted.
Yeah.
Is he asking again for this week?
Yeah.
Well, he kind of
I like Henry.
And then, so Henry against Jacksonville and Gesicki against
Seattle.
Yeah, I almost said there. I'd lean towards Henry.
Yeah, I agree with you on that one.
Oh, Harris did play last week.
Sid said last week. Sid was saying last week, Tua likes Gesicki. There's just been a lot going on in that offense right now. Waddle's just absolutely killing it. You never know which running back, if any, is going to show up. It's very unpredictable.
Yeah. One more. Marquise Brown. Here it is. Marquise Brown. Should I move him to my bench for the last two games? He's lost. So this game doesn't really mean anything. He already lost the semifinal because it was the 2 weeks where you play.
Well, he's playing for third place, right?
Yeah, he's playing for third. So he's saying, should he sit Marquise Brown?
I mean, it depends on who you're going to start ahead of him.
All right. Who else you got ahead of him, Nathan? Because I'm trying to think what has he done as of late.
So we got Marquise Brown against the Rams, and we do not yet know who the quarterback is going to be over there, correct?
Right.
No, Lamar or Huntley should be back, though. Because Huntley was COVID. One of the two should be back, I think. Could be wrong.
He hasn't gotten under 9 points in actually like the last 7 or 8 outings. His low is about 9.1, his high up there. He's had 25-point games, 19-point games. So, and that's between Lamar when he was in there. That's between Huntley when he was in there. And then Josh Johnson this weekend. He even had 9.4 with him. So,
yeah, I'm not mad at Marquise Brown going forward. They're going to be down a lot. Their defense is so banged up that they're going to have to throw, and he should benefit from it. He's not a home run. I mean, he's supposed to be a home run hitter. He's not like an amazing fantasy player as of late, but they're still going to throw it, and he should be targeted. So I like him. I'm not mad at starting him.
Oh, somebody's late to the party. He said, I'm late, but championship bound, baby, to my disbelief. Wow. Congratulations, John.
Must be John.
Congratulations, John. Wow. This guy. There is an accusation.
You missed it. We covered it, John. We already gave you your flowers. 2-0 against the Queen of Death is very impressive. Welcome to the championship, my friend. I will see you soon.
It is nice. It is nice. Yeah, so that is all the questions we have. He said the other guys he has is Diggs and Kupp, OBJ, and so he has Diggs, Cooper Kupp, OBJ, Marquise Brown, and then he also has